Welcome back to What's Cooking Today, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, and travel show. And we talk about entertainment as well here on this broadcast. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. Thanks for joining us here. And we're coming to you live each and every day from Hollywood, nationwide and coast to coast on the various channels and cable channels and radio stations all around the country. Avery Ames is up with us next. Now, Avery, she is signed a 3-book deal, and she's writing crime stories. She signed up with this, what she calls a cheese shop mystery series. And her very first book is called The Long Quiche Goodbye. Avery Ames, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, tell me a little bit about how did this come about? Are you an author by trade, or is this something you got into late in life, or what's going on?
No, I'm an author by trade. Well, I started as an actress, and I became an author to write screenplays, and then I turned to books. And I've been writing novels for a while, and Berkeley Prime Crime, which is the publisher for this particular series, really wanted something with a cheese shop theme. And so they came to me liking my writing. This was the first thing that they wanted from me. And so they came up with a cheese shop mystery series.
Wow. So this is your first book in the series, and this is a mystery. So there's it's a mystery set in a cheese shop, and is there a lot of food lingo in this book?
There's a lot of food lingo. I've got lots of cheeses in there. Cheeses like Gruyere de Comte and Redwood Hill Farm goat cheese and Abbé de Belloc, Roaring Forties blue cheese, Cashel blue cheese. You know, there's lots of things. There are recipes at the end of all things. But in mysteries like this, it's called a foodie mystery. There are a number of authors that write mysteries about chocolate or about dining, fine dining, putting parties together, and this just falls into that category, a foodie mystery that people that love food, that like to see a small town flavor. This is set in Providence, Ohio, which is a quaint fictional town in Ohio, and the protagonist is a cheese shop owner, and she gets involved because her grandmother is suspected of murder.
Wow, this is good. Now, you're no strangers. You mentioned you have written before, and also you were an actress, and you started a lot of shows. As an actress, what name do we know you under?
As an actress, you know me as Daryl Wood Gerber. I was in Murder, She Wrote, and I was in Heart to Heart. Did a couple of mysteries that way as well. I was not a star. I was a day player and a co-star, and had a good time with that, made a living, but I really preferred writing. Love writing, and I can do it any place. My husband moved around the country, and when I moved with him, I wrote.
Now, why did you change the name as an author with that synonym instead of keeping your name Daryl Wood Gerber?
Well, as Daryl, I write thrillers, and my thrillers have yet to be published. And as Avery, I write a gentler mystery. And it is Berkeley's idea. They had the idea of the cheese shop, so they wanted the name. And I love the name Avery Ames. I love being Avery.
Avery Ames is a very good name. In fact, there's a whole connotation. You could write a book around that. And and as an actress, we always talk about on the show, great script, great screenplay, and then an ensemble, great cast. So you're no stranger to working on shows like Murder, She Wrote, Matlock, and here you're writing mystery themes as you go through life and everything. You went on some of the top shows dealing with that topic.
I did. I've always been a mystery fan. I started out reading Nancy Drew, and I read Agatha Christie, and now I love stories by Michael Connelly and Lisa Gardner and Harlan Coben. These are some of my favorite writers, and I've always been partial to mysteries. I like the puzzle. I like solving the answer and bringing life to a good conclusion at the end of a story. I think mysteries do that.
Yeah, and so Nancy Drew, you never read The Hardy Boys?
No, I didn't read the Hardy Boys. I really was a Nancy Drew fan.
I always thought Franklin W. Dixon, the guy who wrote the Hardy Boys, and who wrote Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew is Carolyn Keene and a long list of people called Carolyn Keene.
Exactly. That's what I thought. I thought they were one and the same because, I read every Hardy Boy book known to man, The Sinister Signpost, all those great stories. It's great stuff.
Yeah.
And you put those together. So this is kind of, as a kid, you grow up going with that kind of stuff. Now, how's the book doing so far? Is it out? Can we get it?
The book comes out July 6th, so it's in pre-order stage. It's got 3 weeks. We're counting. I've got a newsletter coming out tomorrow from my website that tells people about it and shares another history of a cheese. In each of my newsletters, I put a history of cheese. So the book comes out in 3 weeks. It can be ordered online through Barnes & Noble and Amazon or any of your independent booksellers. I have a bookseller down in Westwood called Mystery Bookstore that's going to provide autographed copies if someone wants to have an autographed copy. It's quite fun. We're in the countdown stage. This is my first PR series, and to put out the PR, and I am raring to go.
The Long Quiche Goodbye is the name of the book. Avery Ames is the author. Now Avery, are you a cheese person yourself? Are you?
I forgot to tell you. I mean, the research has been incredible.
I'll bet. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, my gosh. You know, I always liked cheddar and Edam and Gouda, and I thought, wow, I really have quite a palate. And then all of a sudden I found out you can have a different cheese every day of the year.
You can. It really is.
And then some. I mean, maybe 3 years. It's amazing.
We'll get your book, The Long Quiche Goodbye, Avery Ames at Amazon.com. Pre-order stage, bookstores everywhere. Check it out, The Long Quiche Goodbye. Thanks so much for being with us, Avery Ames. Who's watching your